What's up, fight fans? This is Kurt DeVille with Counterpunch Boxing News, and I have some new news concerning the former WBC heavyweight champion of the world, Deontay, the Bronze Bomber Wilder. Get this. This is what he had to say via Instagram. He said, "Wow, what a hell of a night. I would like first and foremost to thank God for allowing me to give the world another part of me that's driven with passion and determination. I would like to thank my team and my fans for sticking by my side through this long process. I would be lying if I said I wasn't disappointed in the outcome, but after reflecting on my journey, I see that what God wanted me to do or to experience is far greater than what I expected to happen. We didn't get the win, but a wise man once said, the victories are within the lessons. I've learned that sometimes you have to win to lose. Although I wanted to win, I enjoyed seeing the fans win even more. Hopefully, I proved that I am a true warrior and a true king in this sport. Hopefully, we proved that no matter how hard you get hit with trials and tribulations, you can always pick yourself up to live and fight again for what you believe in. Last but not least, I would like to congratulate at Gypsy King 101 Tyson Fury for his victory, and thank you for the great historical memories that will last forever." Those are the words of Deontay the Bronze Bomber Wilder. And let me counterpunch. You know, you guys have just seen, maybe 30 minutes ago, I just posted the live audio of Wilder telling Tyson Fury the opposite, like, hey, I don't respect you. Moments after the fight, after the knockdown, the last knockdown, the fifth knockdown of the night. And Wilder said, no love, no love, no love. I don't respect you, you know. And then, of course, Tyson Fury continued talking to Shelly Finkel and told Shelly Finkel, like, look, I never cheated him. I didn't cheat him. You know, I think he's a warrior. He took my punches. He went down 3. I went down 2. He went down 3 or whatever. And he got up like a real warrior would. And I like to congratulate him and stuff like that. So, you know, that's what was said between Tyson Fury and the camp of Deontay Wilder. Now, I think him taking a time to look at everything, I feel that you have two things I think that could have happened from reading this. One, he generally means every bit of it. Like every bit of it, he just took time to think, to reflect. This is Thursday, right? So over the week, you know, talking to his team, and I think Malik might have had something to do with it, maybe. Listening to what Malik said about the fight, congratulating him, the praise that he's received. I think he understands, you know, knowing now the security that was placed on Tyson Fury about the gloves, the way they cut open the gloves, they examined the gloves, okay? They watched the gloves being placed on Tyson Fury, the same gloves from the second fight. And him knowing, hey, that wasn't the case. That wasn't the reason. That's something I don't have to worry about deep in my mind, in my conscience. Like, hey, did they do everything they supposed to, because this man is known to cheat, right? So maybe hearing all that might have made him realize, like, look, that was still a great fight. I knocked him down twice. He knocked me down a few times. You know, I kind of revenged myself from the rematch, okay? Because I did a hell of a lot better than then. And it was times, let's face it, that we thought Tyson Fury was his ass was about to be cooked, right? We thought that because it was like, okay, he's down and then he's taking his time getting up. He didn't jump back up like Wilder did. When Wilder went down the first time, he kind of took his time, laid on his elbow, and was like, shit, do I, you know, wait. Then he got up, you know what I mean? But he was listening, of course, to the count. But, you know, that shows you that it was a night of excitement. It was back and forth. He had that powerful right hand, and at any point you thought that he was going to just land that sucker and then do the same shit he did in the 4th round or any other fight that he was in. Right? Besides the second fight with Tyson Fury, right? Because that's the only fight that he did knock a person down, if you think of it. So, you know, that could have been it. And his assessment could have been surrounded by, again, positive people like Malik Scott, just saying, hey, man, you did a good job. He did a great job. You know, together you guys brought on one of the best fights that we'll remember for the next 15, 30 years, 40 years, 100 years maybe, right? So he was a part of something. Maybe that was one. Or two, due to the fact people know that he said that, I don't respect you, no love, that maybe he was forced to do that. Okay, he was forced to say something that was appreciative to Tyson Fury and not sound like such a dick. You know what I mean? Not sound like that guy that we've been hearing for the last 20 months, because the guy directly after that fight reflected that guy. Still, to this day, or to that day, right? You know, people see that, and then people, the same amount of time you might get a fan is the same when they hear that shit, they're like, oh, fuck that guy. You know what I mean? You just look at the comments like, dude, that dude has no class. You know, you fought a hell of a fight like that, and the first thing that come to mind is that. Well, that's something that probably made him, you know, switch gears. You know, maybe it was Shelly Finkel. You know, his handler saying, hey, Deontay, you gotta say something. This shit ain't right. You're losing people. You know, and maybe it was that PR move that made him, of course, say, hey, you know, congratulate Gypsy King for his victory. Thank you for the great historical memories that will last forever. You know what I mean? I mean, thank you. You know what I mean? But it wasn't any apology. It wasn't I love you. I respect you. He didn't say any of that though. He just said, hey, I congratulate Tyson Fury for his victory. Thank you for the great historical memories that will last forever. You know what I mean? Maybe so, you know. Memories could be anything. You know what I mean? So historical memories can mean anything. That don't mean it's good or bad. Shit, historical memories could be fucking terrible. Right? But I think he was led to say that because enough people seen that. And then when people see that, that creates thoughts and opinions. And those opinions create movements. Okay? And then you don't want to get placed in the wrong light, because people will then see you as a person that's not too cool, you know, or not, you know, you're not a friendly person. But I mean, Wilder did make sense on something that he said about God. A lot of times you expected to get some certain things, but you get something else, and you expect to get something, but then God has something else for you. So I think this is what it is, because let's look at this for a minute. If Wilder would have knocked out Tyson Fury in this fight, based on what we've already seen Wilder do initially after the fight, what chances are you thanking Tyson Fury if he would have won that fight? Like I told you guys, I believe that if Wilder would have won, and it was a reason for each guy to win and lose, okay? But I believe if Wilder would have won, I think he would have been more worse of a person. Why? Because then people would have then start filling his head with the narrative, the surrounding people, the warm market of people, that Tyson Fury is nothing but a cheat. And it proved by God, right, that he did cheat you the last time. And because he couldn't cheat you this time, you got the victory. That would have been the narrative, 100% guaranteed. And he would have ran with it because he already believed the shit. Okay, so a lot of ways it could have been, and I don't think that would have helped his personality and his spirit more than taking a loss in a fight where he gave it all he could give. That's the only thing you can do, and that's the only thing that any fan of any fighter can expect from a fighter. Give all you got. And I think he did that. The guy kept getting up again and again and again. He kept getting up. He didn't look, even when he went down in the 11th, the referee was like, "No, I'm not doing this." Okay, because, you know, even he was like, "I wanted to count." No, because his ass would have probably been determined enough to get up fucking out of look how he was on the stool. Do you think that guy, even on the stool, was any condition to fight the rest of that round? Hell to the no. Okay, so he wasn't in any kind of condition to even fight. So that tells you, yes, he shows heart sometimes. Maybe he showed too much heart. Nonetheless, he was allowed to show it. Okay, so that's one major factor that people should respect about Wilder. And I think he wants those people back to appreciate his heart, soul, and determination by sending this letter to Tyson Fury. More than likely that's the case. Or, like I said, it could have just been genuine and him just really been touched by what happened to reflect. You guys pick one. Anyway, those are the words of of Deontay the Bronze Bomber Wilder. You guys tell me what you think about Deontay Wilder's message. Of course, please subscribe. And you guys been Counterpunch. Peace.